Your mom.
Facebook Live.
Wow. God.
Good,
Okay.
because no one's tuned in yet. All right.
What do you mean yet? No one's going to tune in.
Yeah, no one ever tunes in. Okay.
Everyone hates us.
I know. I'm trying to get the feed up here so I can see what we're seeing. I know, right? Even though my videos get the most views. Thank you. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
That's because we fuck with you the most, and people like that. That's all. That's the only reason why.
That's probably true. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's episode of the Red Eye Report, we discuss China's forced organ harvesting.
Uh-oh.
A story so hard to believe and so underreported that only the unbelievably impaired daredevils of the Red Eye Report can bring it to you. For Christmas this year, Mystic got himself a Ninja air fryer. He can now finish a crack pot of crack, a crock pot of crack. So that does in a third the time, and now without that chicken nugget aftertaste.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be honest that you've had better. You've had.
I know. Next to him is Oracle. After this episode, it's safe to assume he'll never return to China. They would arrest him and harvest his organs. And you know what organ those Chinese are really after? His big American penis.
Godzilla! Oh, wait, that's fucking Japan. Okay.
Oh. And then we have Teddy.
Wow.
Tonight he's reporting from his hostage room. Let's all give a shout out to his kidnappers, White Power Willie and Randy the Racist, for allowing him to still Skype in for tonight's episode.
Thanks, guys.
Willie, you're my hero.
Nice ass crackers, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, right.
All right, that was
Southern gentleman like.
That was pretty good. There's no such thing.
And I'm Ashtray. My favorite organ is a set of big old titties, but China won't give them to me. So I guess I'll just have to go the practical route and get a new liver.
Yeah, you're.
This is the Red Eye Report.
Yeah. You should probably double up on the livers.
Yeah, right.
Getting Chinese titties is probably more viable of an option for you.
Right. Okay. So, have you guys heard about? I mean, I know I bitched about it before.
Yeah, but we don't really.
The
pay
Chinese. Or you don't pay attention to me.
We don't listen to you at all, bro.
Chinese organ harvesting is basically it's been going on since officially what we have for record. It's all state secrets, so we don't know much about it. But in 1978 is the first documented transplant from an executed prisoner. And then in 1984, China introduced legislation that's basically made it legal for prisoner organ donation. I like how they call it donation.
Yeah, right.
Right. How nice of them. But the standard with organ transplants across the world is that there's always a bigger demand of them than there is actual organs. So you hear these, stories about people being on these long waiting lists, waiting for an appropriate match. But in China, they don't really have that problem. Just to give you an example, from some of the waiting times for a liver transplant, if you were in the United Kingdom, you would, on average, wait 135 days to find a donor. In China, about 7 days.
Damn, dude. In China?
In China, if you need a liver transplant, it takes only about 7 days for them to find you a match.
And they got a lot of motherfuckers that need livers or whatever organs. They have a lot more people.
Well, there's always, internationally, globally, there's always a higher demand for organs than there is a supply of viable candidates. Because it's so hard to get to find a match that will work well enough. Even though in the last 15, 20 years, we've made huge advances in suppressing the autoimmune response. Like when you put someone else's organ in your body, it's just like, what the fuck is this? And usually it will attack it. That's why you have to match like blood type, and then they have to also test for your body. Some of your body's immune system cells will be pre-programmed, even though you're a blood match with that donor. You may have like a built already like pre-built defense in your body that it would still attack that organ if it had a certain protein tests. Anyways, that's why it's so complicated, and people always have this huge waiting time. So, for example, a kidney in the United Kingdom, you'd be waiting on an average of 950 days.
Wow.
In China, about 2-3 days.
What? Dude.
Few days.
That's fucking insane.
And this is just anybody out that needs a kidney. This is not like a special person or like a
yeah, no,
person.
This is not. I mean, you have to have the money. This documentary.
I mean, I'll go get me a new set of lungs right now.
They had some interviews with people, like women from like Taiwan, neighboring Asian countries, who only after the fact they got their organ transplants done in like the mid 2000s, but only after the fact found out that the person they got the organs from like had to die. And so China has this, we all know they've got these re-education camps. A lot we're hearing about
the Uyghurs
today is
right?
the Uyghurs.
Yeah.
Because they are like a Muslim minority. But the other one is Oracle, you might remember, it was like, Falun or something. That
Falun Gong.
Falun Gong, yeah. Was that the?
Is it that crazy dude that's he's like trying to buy elections and shit, isn't he?
No, this is the well, actually,
no, that was the Korean guy.
This is that. It's like not a. Is it a religion? It's not a religion, but it's like a following, right?
Well, I don't really know, because the Chinese are actually really, they call it a cult. These are all, you see the commercials all the time where they go out and do the shows in the United States with all the acrobatics and fucking people jumping around and shit like that.
Those are the Falun?
Oh,
yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I've seen.
I didn't know they were the same. I knew they were kind of related with yoga and stuff, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize that, because aren't they just kind of this like they've got 3 like truth, knowledge, and something. Anyways, how's it spelled again or pronounced?
I think it's Falun Gong.
Falun Gong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Falun Gong. Here we go. Falun Gong in the Uyghurs. So they apparently believe actually the Falun Gong people, because they started to be officially like oppressed by the state in 1999.
And a certificate that said they were being officially oppressed, or.
Well, that's when this basically the Chinese Communist Party officially said like,
okay,
this is illegal. You can't.
We oppress you.
You can't follow this religion anymore, and so they've arrested all these
oppressed bitches.
All these people who decided to not stop practicing Falun Gong have been arrested, and if they don't renounce, basically,
the Chinese Inquisition.
Essentially,
dude, these motherfuckers don't give a shit. I'm telling you, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, Oracle's been there.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck, dude.
They
like you live in there is like the bravest shit and crazy shit a white person can do.
You're right. I know.
Yeah, but you know what?
That is insane.
The Westerners, I mean, unless if you're like some sort of fucking lawyer in some backcountry place where nobody's going to check up on you, the Westerners are at much less of a risk than the actual Chinese are. Like it's
just because they don't want to get.
Yeah, they don't want an international incident.
Yeah.
I mean, we just sent a fucking 100 Marines to the fucking embassy because one American was killed in Iraq.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So they don't want that kind of heat. So actually being in a Westerner, I think it's different if you're
like
in
the
like
white
a
man. It's
off
always
the
like
beaten
having
path.
$5 in your pocket.
You were in a big city,
right? I was in a big city.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just heard stories about the
Falun Gong.
Not the Falun Gong, but people that were protesting the government. They actually, just pulled up with vans and fucking took them off to a re-education camp, and they never saw them. Yeah, they disappear
them. Yeah. So China sent with all of these detention and re-education camps, every time, whether it be for Falun Gong or you're Uyghur or you're arrested on a regular basis, it sounds like even for smaller crimes, they automatically do blood testing and DNA testing on you.
Damn.
And so that means anyone and everyone who's arrested, even if you're someone who then gets, let out, they have you cataloged for DNA and blood type.
That's some crazy fucking Repo Man shit.
Exactly.
I was just thinking that shit. Yeah, I was thinking Repo Man.
It is everyone who is arrested. So, and we've also heard about their social welfare score or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
How they like, if you don't pay, if you jaywalk, they just collect all this data on you now because they have cameras everywhere. But think about the fact too that they have this catalog of DNA and names.
So
if you're someone who can
disappear, huh?
Yeah. So, like I said, 1999 is when they started cracking down on the Falun Gong. Uyghurs are actually, it's kind of a newer minority that they've been oppressing. So they think in time, there's more evidence from Falun Gong people. And they do believe that they are the majority of the people who are being used in the organ harvest.
Dude, that's got to be so many people if the waiting list is that short.
Oh yeah, listen to unless you're trying to show you some of these numbers.
Just why y'all just talking about this shit.
So also this is all based on the numbers of what because China was getting cracked or the internet, since joining the UN and whatnot, the international community is being like, you can't be executing this many people anymore. You got to crack down. So in 2002, they had an average of about 12,000 executions. By the year 2013, the executions came down to about 2,400. It's like, hey, it's an improvement. But it's still a number of people you're executing. But keep in mind, this is the number that they're reporting.
Mm-hmm.
And the Communist Party's estimates, what they say for organ transplants is that they do about 10,000 transplants a year. But they, because there's no real data, these people investigating and using basically they just gather any data they could from individual hospitals. Sometimes they would have this data, or surgeons would post their data, and it would it'd be on the internet until China realized that someone was investigating it. They would then shut it down. But so they get this kind of rough estimate of about in 2016, they believe about 60,000 to 90,000 transplants happened. Now,
wow.
In the official records that they've released, only 4,080 registered donors are on their list. And they also still claim that their average of 10,000 donation or organ transplants happened in 2016, even though independent research shows that it's probably somewhere between 60 and 90,000. So that's like a 50,000 transplant difference. And also, they only claim to have 4,080 people on their list of registered donors.
Right.
So how they got some of this data too is like this investigation, this China tribunal. They had fluent Mandarin speakers basically calling these hospitals and talking with doctors, saying like they themselves or they had a loved one or family member who was in need of a transplant, and they've got full recorded audio with these doctors where the person pretending that they needed an organ is like, oh, do you get these organs fresh? Oh yeah, they're real fresh, and it's like, oh, do they come from the Falun Gong prisoners? Because I hear they're the best. It's like, I hear they're really good organs. And yeah, it's like, yeah, you just come in and we'll sort all that out. We can, I can guarantee it. Like China state media has then like had to basically claim that these surgeons that they have these published recordings with, like, oh no, I didn't say that. They said I said this.
Yeah, right.
But I didn't say that, even though there still is the audio in this documentary with Journeyman Pictures. It's free to watch on Amazon Prime. They juxtapose it, his audio from the recording in the investigation with his then statement to China TV, Chinese television.
And then, so what's that documentary called?
It is on Human Harvest. It's the top. There's a second link there. It's the full movie on Prime.
Dude, anybody that watches it, their liver disappears because China knows you watched it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
So they another number they had was that the number of transplants, what they estimate was about let's see here, 120,000 transplants between the year 1997 and 2009. But in that entire period, on the official records, only 130 volunteer donors were on the list.
130?
130. So that other statistic I gave you where they estimate, and this is independent estimates of 60 to 90,000 transplants in 2016, with only 4,080 listed. In the prior year span from 97 to 2009, they claim that they had 120,000 transplants, but there's only 130 volunteer names on the list. So the basically what they do is, like I was saying, they have that catalog of prisoners, and if your blood and DNA come up right for someone who's coming to get an organ transplant, and some of these women that they interviewed who had their got new organ transplants in China, even though they were foreigners, they're like, there was like 7-10 of us, all like we all each had our organs transplanted in like these huge ICU units, because in the year 2000, China actually like had a massive expansion of their transplant, not only the number of transplant hospitals, but also the training of the staff to handle all these transplants. So what they do is they will take you as a prisoner. They hook you up to this ECMO machine.
I'm going to go ahead and mute this part.
ECMO, which is, think of it like a dialysis machine, but instead it pumps your blood out and oxygenates it. Mm-hmm. And it also is like if your heart and lungs are failing, like these are these are legitimate machines that surgeons use to keep your body alive. But apparently they're very painful. But they give you some sort of like a potassium injection to paralyze you while you're still alive. and then they will cut your body open because that is the freshest way to get your organs. Is that while you are still alive, they will then separate your cavity and pinch off your vessels. And some of these, there was a interview with a police
Jesus
officer.
Christ.
China,
What's wrong with you people?
and talking
God
about
damn it.
how he had to watch. He was basically, him and another cop had to stand guard and watch while these surgeons held this woman down in this side surgery room and cut her open alive. It sounds like she was still able to talk while they were.
Oh my God. What?
Because she was she's yelling at these cops, like, and she was kind of, it sounds like that Inquisition where she was like, I will not renounce, Falun Gong and, kind of fuck you.
This is the end.
The thing is,
so
these women.
The ending of Braveheart, and all you gotta do is say I renounce it, and they'll start cutting you open.
Yeah. So
I mean, yeah, I'm renouncing my shit. Good, just leave let me.
Oh yeah.
Like, really, I'm out. I'm good.
Oh,
yeah, you think they're really gonna let you go?
Well, the thing is, at this point, like this officer is talking about how she was, prior to her coming up as a match, she was she basically raped by the prison guards, and they would like violate her with like pinchers and instruments and stuff. Like, it just sounds like
Christ.
They tortured this woman. He even said, like, while she was when she was finally had her organs removed, she still had all these scars on her body, or like marks and
do they
bruises.
Keep them alive after that?
Oh no, like what, after the organ removal?
Yeah.
No, the ECMO machine is just to keep the body alive during the process, because they have to get the organ as fresh as possible. Once you basically cut off all the entry and entry points of, like, say, the heart.
Oh my God.
And then you remove it, and you have to then put it.
Water, you sick bastards.
You flush out.
Holy shit!
In any organ transplant, what's normally, like, say it's a dead donor,
Jesus Christ.
would be you remove the organ, and then you have to flush it. You actually flush all the blood and all the fluid out, and then you cool it down really fast, and that's how you preserve it to transport. But like in every other nation, it's a very like organized. I didn't realize this, but the surgery team that removes the organs from, say, whether it's someone who's brain dead, or someone who was in an accident who had their organs up for donation, that surgery team has to be completely separate from the team that's actually putting the organ into the recipient.
Now, why is that?
It's a way to keep the ethics, as far as, so there's no pressure on
ethics.
This is here in the U.S.
Okay.
Talking in the normally.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about in China.
Yeah, no, in China it's not that way. In China it's just, you look at the menu, and you're like, oh, here, this one, she'll work.
Dude, this is straight out of fucking Repo Man.
Yeah.
Genetic Opera.
So basically they will then use
those documentaries
to keep you.
The Chinese probably think.
Yeah.
God,
the ECMO machine keeps your body alive until the organs are removed. But then once your organs are removed, they just shut the ECMO machine off.
What do they do with What do they do with all the dead people? If I can grind them up and feed them to the
prisoners, they throw them right in the incinerator.
Jesus
Christ! These doctors, like in some of these hospitals, that's like they would use the hospital incinerator to just burn the bodies. But there's recent evidence to show that right next to these re-education camps. So this isn't even like, this is next to a hospital, or this is an actual hospital. It's just next to the re-education camps. There are industrialized incinerators now built.
Wow.
That we can see from satellites.
So they're basically building fucking concentration camps.
That's the thing, this is the same level. Or this is like on that level of Nazi Germany that we swore we would never allow again.
God damn.
But they're not like
shit like this to make you wonder.
They're
Stay
not
with
just
me, Ashtray.
shoveling them.
Stay with me. Fuck the Chinese government.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
They're not killing. They're not just trying to eradicate them all. Where the Germans are just like, we'll just gas them in groups.
Yeah, they're harvesting them. They're being smart about it.
They're holding on to them.
They're fucking Asian.
As a useful commodity, and they, independent experts believe like there's a huge portion of what China makes in money, in its medical fields is actually all due to transplants and people, organ tourism, transplant tourism. Man. All that. And some countries are starting to turn around, or at least they're putting bans now, like making it illegal to travel to China. And I'm sure the rich people will still be able to get around it. They'll just pretend they're on holiday or whatever and not tell anyone. Anyways, but like Israel, actually, for all of their human rights abuses, one of the head guy in the government was actually also a cardiac surgeon. And one of his patients, was like in need for a heart for a long time. It's like, oh yeah, actually going to China. Yep. Said they'll have my heart ready in a week. And he's just like, what? Like that's not how this works. And so he looked into it. Israel was the first country to actually ban or make illegal traveling to China to get an organ transplant.
That's the pot calling the kettle black right there.
Yeah, right. Well, I think Spain now has done it as well. This Human Harvest documentary actually had a few other countries that have now made laws. But the problem too is, and what it points out is that there's essentially a lot of media blackout where it's like, it's one thing to be like, oh, well, China, has got human rights abuses. It's like they kind of tolerate the talk about the re-education camps, but like you try to talk about organ harvesting, and it's like, nope. There's a BBC documentary that basically got shelved because of China, and you don't see hardly any new. This should be like a huge news story,
right?
But a lot of you think about major news networks are now owned by international corporations that also have investments and reliance on Chinese raw materials.
All right. Well, we've arrived to the future hellscape that we've been promising.
Yeah.
Welcome to 2020. This is the future. Let's see if I had any other notes.
That was
it's still basically the.
I don't even want to. I wanted to visit China, and I don't anymore.
China tried.
China's definitely
I really
off
wanted to go
of
to
fucking
China, but
Teddy's
now
list now.
It is definitely it's up there with India, bro. I'm never going ever. Why the fuck would you go to those places? No, I'm done.
Oh man,
yeah.
I lived next to a hospital when I was in China, and I was in this kind of little, well, actually quite a big, pretty dense housing complex kind of area, series of apartments. And I just walked out and across the street, across the way, there was this really kind of discreet building. And it was kind of bizarre because I would see people with like lab coats inside of it, but it was unmarked. And you would see things inside, it was kind of like this. You could tell that it was like an industrial type place inside, but outside it was it kind of looked like an apartment or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And
was this right next to the hospital?
It was right next to the hospital, right across the street from it.
Okay.
And
it's not attached, but it's crossed.
Yeah,
the street
not attached. And I always wondered. I was like, what the fuck are they doing inside that building?
Probably where they're getting organs out.
I don't know, but I'm glad I didn't fucking get piss ass drunk and wander in there or something.
Yeah, right.
God damn.
Right? Oh, huge American penis.
Oh, we could get 2 livers from him.
It's
Yeah,
fucking
right?
yeah. It's
Exactly.
fucking terrifying.
Oh, wait,
though.
it says Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, cirrhosis.
Too much cheese curds.
Yeah, that's it's horrific. There's nothing else to say.
It is
extremely
absolutely
terrifying.
the worst thing that I've ever heard.
Right?
Because it's too hard. It's almost too hard to believe. And this, if you watch this Human Harvest documentary, they have an interview with a woman who. And the thing is, it's all interviews. There isn't really any. There's no footage, like of these atrocities. It's basically just interviews with people who have either, like, there's the one who was that cop who talked about basically having to stand guard while watching these surgeons harvest this woman's organs while she's alive. The other is like a ex-wife of a surgeon who had to do this. Like his job was removing these organs from these people, and she would talk about how he would wake up with nightmares and stuff, and like, she made him quit, and then he had to actually flee the country because, like, his hospital knew, like, all of his colleagues and assistants, like, they knew
blood
why.
In, blood out, motherfucker. That's why.
They knew why he was quitting, right, but they wouldn't say anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he fled the country and got like 35 people killed.
Because they tried. How do you get 35 people? No, they didn't kill his assistants. His assistants.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah.
They probably just worked under a different surgeon.
Man.
But he basically had to he fled the country because, like, they knew he was emotionally, like, he cracked, and like quit.
People talk shit about the fucking United States, but
right.
The U.S. is
pretty
just
fucking
as brutal
bad.
as everyone else.
No.
Yeah, we're not cutting people open alive.
This is ridiculous.
As far as I know, anyway.
And the problem too is these country, like, no country nowadays wants. They're so reliant on China. No one wants to be like, oh, we're not going to buy any more of your goods till you fucking stop doing this.
Chinese investment, Chinese materials, Chinese labor.
Yep. We're so intertwined now with China that, like, none of us, like, there's no kind of economic leverage we can do to make them stop.
We need to send Donald Trump in is what we need to do.
Like Oracle said, Trump will
solve this shit in a couple of days.
He's like, I'll unleash those Uyghurs all over. Uyghurs here, Uyghurs there.
I took out a bunch of Uyghurs in front of my hotel 14 years ago.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a different type of people.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was just the way you pronounce it here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thought it was just your accent.
But yeah, so basically it's still going on to this day. And like Oracle said, the government don't give a fuck.
Oh, they don't give a fuck. They'll just tell you whatever. They don't give a shit.
Travis said that isn't this the plot of Terroristas? I've never seen that movie. Yeah, I've never seen that movie. So. We don't know, Travis.
Yeah, Travis, we don't know.
What movie?
Terroristas?
I don't know what that is.
He's pretty sure, though.
I'm sure he is. Sure. He's probably the only person who's ever seen the fucking movie.
Touristas.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those movies where, like, some floozy gets drunk on margaritas and then wakes up and bats up all
this looks fucking terrible.
B-movie stuff.
Put the trailer up on
Grindhouse style shit.
Probably. Oh my god. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Oh man, this looks like a fucking gem. Stand by.
All right.
Yeah, I believe I was almost hostile in Spain. So,
well, the thing is,
I'm real comfortable. Like, when I go places out of the country, I'm real fucking, like, my African American sense starts tingling, I'm out.
Well, with the organ harvesting in China,
sorry. No, thank you. I don't want your drink. I got a bottle of water.
Not, like, it's so clinical it's kind of like once you address it, you can't look away from it. And I think that's like some of these countries are just like, we don't want to talk about it because if you talk about it, oh my God, this is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Is this like a 2004 movie?
Wait, was that what's his face? That was fucking.
Yeah, is that guy from SLC Punk? Matthew Lillard? Was that who?
Yeah, I don't think that was Matthew Lillard, but that is who was in SLC Punk.
Anyways, yeah, that looks like it was one that happened down in Cancun or something.
That looks just horrible. I can't believe you watched that, Travis. Jesus
Christ.
But I mean,
somebody had to watch it.
Yeah, right. I think the reality is, though, especially for American tourists, generally, they're not the ones that are in danger. It's the people that can be disappeared.
No. It's only, and the thing is, it's because the numbers just don't add up to like the amount of transplants that they're doing, and then like what they say they have on the books for the donors or whatever.
Well, everybody can be disappeared. I mean, Americans get put in jail for years over.
But like
that's true.
You'll then have diplomats wondering like, where did so go? We're gonna try to do this investigation. They got plenty of these poor Uyghurs like in holding already, and the Falun Gong. It sounds like they've been doing it longer to them. Like I said, they've got a catalog. They don't need to like look for some fresh white guy. Right. If anything, like Oracle said, like if you're arrested for something, like they try not to make it anything that's going to make international news or any sort of a trouble. But it's in China too, I guess, with China law, if you're sentenced to death, because they claim all these organ donations too are from executed prisoners. And some of these stories are where basically the firing squad, they tell them, shoot to the right. So you hit like the right side of their chest because, the heart's kind of a little on the left. So they will shoot these people right beside the heart and then bring them in for surgery. But their body is still pumping blood. Like they're not fully dead. Like they would die if they bled out.
Right.
But they will start taking the organs before they're actually dead.
Well, fucking terrible.
Yep, right. Well,
now let's move on to the what's sexy part of the show, so we can talk about things you like after hearing about people getting their organs ripped out while they're still fucking alive. Awesome. I love this show. Right. Yes, let's keep doing that.
So, Eddie, what's sexy? The Gizmo smartwatch.
Okay, so I got my son this little Gizmodo smartwatch for Christmas. It's a Verizon thing. This thing is fucking awesome. The tracking is it's got two types of tracking. You can either just click every now and then to see to get the location, or you can have step by step. You can like watch the motherfucker go around. But apparently that drains the battery of the watch along. Yeah. I mean you can set steps. It's real good. I mean I got a cute little mixed kid with chubby cheeks, curly hair. He fetch a good price on the black. I mean, yeah, he fetch a good price on the black market. So I'm just trying to do what I can.
You'd be proud of that.
I mean, yeah, and plus it can hold up to 10 numbers. It's got games and stuff. It has a feature that if I call him and he doesn't pick up, then I can like click why didn't you answer or answer or
so
whatever.
You can talk through the watch.
Yeah, he talks through the watch. Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah.
What's that run? If you don't mind me asking.
It's $197 outright. If you can't do a contract with Verizon, but I was like, fuck that, I don't want to contract with y'all. If you have Verizon, it's like I think $10 a month for the watch. I don't have Verizon, so I pay $15 a month. But it's but yeah, it's if you want something a good reliable watch. I mean, there's tons of these watches on
especially when they're little.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Amazon that I've bought, and it was the last one I bought was like $60. It would say he'd be at the house, but it would say he's over there in the middle of the interstate, And I'm like, that's not
yeah,
tracking.
that's
flying around the interstate.
Yeah, I mean, but this is like pinpoint tracking. It's very clear and very loud, so you can hear you can hear what's going on or hear him talking and stuff. It's a good watch. So yeah, I recommend picking it up. The battery life is long. It's fucking it's awesome. It's cool.
Right? Way to keep spying on your kids.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along. Oracles. What's sexy? Fire cider.
Fire cider. I have been
had this before.
Battling a sinus infection and for the past week here, and I think I'm finally getting over it with a little helping hand from my fire cider.
Ooh.
So this has raw honey, habanero pepper, ginger, and turmeric. And when you fucking drink it, you take a shot of it. You basically go into convulsions because
it burns.
It's shocking your body. It doesn't taste terrible, but it's just like
it tastes like you're doing a shot of vinegar, but spicy ass vinegar.
Right.
Any shot of vinegar kind of terrible.
And it just kind of gives your body a shock, and it's got some good shit in it, and you feel it in your sinuses, with the pepper and shit like that. And it's really for a natural thing. It's a good thing, and I find it to be effective. I don't like to take antibiotics.
How long have you been doing it?
Whenever we just keep it around in the fridge. So took a couple shots.
Why don't you like taking antibiotics?
Because they wipe out all my fucking
Well, you gotta just have some yogurt and get back. You know, it don't take long to get germs again. You need to get yourself some fish antibiotics.
Yeah. Well, it probably doesn't take you long to get germs again. I don't know, but for me.
Stop washing your hands after you go to the bathroom. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
right?
Just
pick your butt a little more.
Yeah, start eating.
I mean, scratch your butt and smell your hands. Smell it a little bit.
Just grab some dog shit.
Stink palm yourself.
Be a fucking man.
Yeah. So if you're trying to, it's not bad. Not bad. I can't remember how much it costs. It isn't terribly expensive. But if you're into kind of natural remedies or whatever, you could do worse.
They say, it's like apple cider. It's kind of based off apple cider vinegar, right? But with other ingredients.
But it's designed to fucking just like.
There are people who drink apple cider vinegar every day for their health.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
This will
grow some. What they say.
Grow some hair on your chest when you drink it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Do they call those people retarded?
No, they're hippies.
I've got enough hair on my chest, man. I'm good.
I think the correct term is mongoloid. Mongoloid hippies.
The worst kind of hippies.
Bringing it back, baby.
Gonna move along now. What's sexy from Mystic is The Witcher.
So The Witcher on Netflix. It's cool. Watch it. That's it.
That was it, huh?
That was it.
It's just cool. It's just I thought it was gonna be lame. I thought it was gonna be one of those.
Well, because you don't know anything about it. I'd be the same boat. Like I don't know anything about the Witcher video game.
So I was like, this is gonna be lame. But actually, I mean, the actors are good in it. The story seems good so far. I'm only 4 episodes in. So
how many episodes do they have?
I don't even know. 10 to 13, probably somewhere around in there. 8. Anywhere from 8 to 13. Some shows are different,
usually. Yeah.
And it's got tits.
Yeah, there's like an orgy going on here.
Oh,
dang. Yeah. Is there orgy going on in the video games?
There's definitely some sex scenes, threesomes. There's some fucking on stuffed unicorns.
Really?
Yeah, there's some weird shit going
on. All right, then. Like, okay, tell me, Oracle, what is The Witcher? Like the dude, what's the kind of basic gist of his story? Because I don't know anything about the video game.
If you can Google this shit too. I'm just going
okay,
for our audience who don't want to Google it,
The Witcher is
so short.
A badass kind of mutated human being that is mutated beyond. So it has kind of these powers that can go out and they kill monsters. They're monster hunters. That's basically what
so
they
there's
do.
more than he's not just one Witcher.
They're mercenaries.
They're like mercenaries
for hire.
But they don't really. Yeah, they're not really. They don't give a shit about humans necessarily. They're just trying, but they're so badass that
they don't have emotion really.
Right, they get called in.
They use magic. They can use magic really well, like witches, kind of, but not really. It's like they're mutated to use it.
So are they called Witchers then?
Yeah, they're Witchers.
Yeah.
All right. That's The Witcher. Fucking not witches, but like witches, bitch.
Yep.
Moving along to Ashtray. That'd be me. The Pope swatting away this crazy bitch. Did you guys see this today?
Yeah,
I did.
Oh, that was fun.
Bring that video up.
Yeah, shit.
Turn it up.
You know, I'd almost want to say my fuck what you think could have been that, like, the Pope shouldn't have had to apologize for this woman. But at the same time, I get it. It's Pope. Pope Francis is that type. Of course he'd apologize. He'd apologize if he stepped on a fly, if there was an expose that went viral about this fly.
He's the fucking Pope.
I mean, you got this crazy lady just grabbed him.
Pope Benedict wouldn't apologize. You know that.
It was fucking startling.
So yeah, he's like, doing his Pope thing where he's, like a rock star on the way, and he's got all these people who are coming along to try to shake his hand or get him to touch him or, maybe kiss at their babies. And some Asian woman grabs him by the hand, and you can see it here.
She was probably trying to steal his organs.
Yes,
she's going for it.
Yeah, right. Pope, I want your holy organs.
I mean, yeah, she snatched at him, I mean, that's a natural. If anybody snatches at you, that's a natural reaction. That's not. I mean, it
gets kind of.
That was kind of like instinctive.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean, if she would have yanked any harder, she'd fucking rip his fucking arm out of its socket.
I mean, yeah. So it's a natural reaction of somebody
in his 80s too.
Yeah, he's old as fuck.
Yeah, she's lucky she didn't get smacked in the face.
Right.
Right,
especially
or shot
from the Swiss
by
Guard.
Vatican
The Swiss Guard
snipers.
don't fuck around and shit. Yeah, dude, they you touch that motherfucker without it. Like they should have swooped in and fucking beat the shit out of her.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That would have been a video. She just disappears right out of the frame. Right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
Poor
she's
guy
been
just grab her and
disappeared.
just fucking. Just
The Vatican is now, taking her for
Right.
organs.
Yeah, they
Or
Pope
woman.
needs a new fucking kidney.
Because he's a pope, he can take anybody's organs. That's just kind of what comes with it.
Yeah,
It's
he's a
perk of the
universal.
job.
Perk of the job. Anyway, all right.
All right, moving along. Fuck what you think, Mystic. Nobody put that in here. What is it?
Because I didn't really have one.
Didn't have one, huh?
No. I don't know that I really have one.
Wow.
Still.
Was there anything? Okay, no bad
Happy-go-lucky.
things over the holiday? No small gripes or grievances?
Small gripes or grievances? I maybe go with the weather.
There, yeah.
Didn't it snow?
It snowed, yeah.
It was a shit snow.
Oh,
Yeah.
a shit snow.
kinda-
My favorite.
It's shit snow. It was like maybe a half, at least here in Mass, it was like a half inch, but it was kind of that thick, slushy crap.
Oh yeah.
It was like
that's
an
terrible.
inch.
Yeah.
A little more here.
I had to lug my gear for New Year's through that shit.
Bet you did.
And I did. No
Bet
one
you
else
did.
All right. Well, then we'll move along to myself, Ashtray. Madison Man brags to the news about being the first one to buy weed in Illinois.
You got to look at this picture.
Yeah, Oracle.
This guy.
And I couldn't believe how high this was up on Reddit and shit. And it's just maybe it's because of his picture, but
oh man,
I would not. Travis can chime in because he actually lives right across the river from Illinois, so he went to the fucking ribbon breaking, fucking wait in line. What time, Travis? Let us know. Did you actually get in line? How early?
Y'all across the state lines, right? I mean, I know it's right across the river and stuff. I mean, Well, I guess it just cops. If I was a cop, I'd just sit right on the other side of the town and just like wait for people to come over. I'm like, hey, you were speeding, your headlights out, blah 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 blah, and just
yeah, they can if
that's
they.
That's why you be smart and go a different way.
Right, but I think too, as a cop in say Iowa, where Travis is, I don't think that cop can just go into Illinois and like sit outside the dispensary, right? Like he has to stay on Iowa side. So, like, if you see someone who's driving by in a fucking Scooby-Doo van coming back across the river, like, of course you're going to pull them over.
Yeah, well, Travis said he got there at 1 p.m. and got out at 7:30.
Damn.
Jesus.
That sounds like a terrible fucking
I guess, though,
trip.
you know, a lot of people, it's New Year's Day, so they're like, they don't have to work anyways. So.
That's not how I want to spend my time.
But, well, I don't need, like, I kind of like, you know what? I can wait.
Yeah, I'm not gonna wait that long in line about legal weed.
No, I don't mean say I can wait in line, but I can wait to go.
Oh yeah, a month from now, there's going to be no line.
Yeah, there'll be no line.
Just huff gas in the meantime.
Well, I mean, it's not like you cannot get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, my fuck what you think anyways is that like if I was that dude, I wouldn't be like admitting that I was from another state.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's the medicine man? Oh, my address is.
I'm from
probably gave him his
Nashville.
address and shit.
My name's Randy Leahy.
He looks pretty fucking savagely high.
Yeah.
You know damn well, yeah.
Look at that motherfucker.
Look at his eyes are fucking red.
He looks like a goddamn fucking guinea pig or something.
He does kind of look like a man guinea pig. Like a shave. If you were to shave a guinea pig's face, it would look like this guy. All right. Well, moving along. Teddy installing the floor sounds like an innuendo.
Yeah, it is an innuendo. As you see, I'm in my murder, death, kill room. But I painted and I installed the laminate hardwood floor, which is cool and also very frustrating because it's the first time I've ever done anything like this. It's a floating floor. My big mistake was I ripped up the carpet and got rid of it and did all that work and then also put it in the floor. And taking out the carpet took out longer than putting in the fucking floor. So I think.
Wait, what was wrong with taking the carpet out, or what was?
Well, I mean, because you have to. I mean, the carpet you got to cut the carpet up in the sections. You got to take it out, and then you got to pull up the padding, and then you got to pull up the staples in the floor, and then you got to pull up the tack, the carpet tack thing all around the room, and with cleanup and stuff, and then you can start laying the floor. But and it's so what I should have done was take out the carpet one day, and then the next day start laying the floor.
You did it all in one day?
Yeah, all in one day. Yeah.
Well, damn, of course. Yeah. Thanks a fuck.
So yeah, it was so.
I thought you were saying like there was some problem with like taking the carpet out. Like I should have just put this panel in over top of the carpet. Fuck taking it out.
I am dude. I've got three. I got my 1, 2, 3.5 rooms left to do because my whole downstairs is pretty much one room. Yeah. With a little wall and a cutaway in it. So what I was thinking about doing was like rolling up to fucking Home Depot one day, picking up like 7 Mexicans, like, yeah, I need somebody to rip out carpet, and roll back to the house and just fucking sit on the front porch playing my Switch while I rip out my carpet.
Yeah, there you go.
Back in a pound.
Fuck yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Like I'm seriously thinking about doing that shit. I'm like, yeah, I need 6 people to rip up some carpet.
Why not? Pay them.
Look, yeah.
So, any of you guys grow up in a house that like an old fucking house? Because I grew up in my great grandmother's house. You ever notice how like the floors would be if your parents are like, oh, we're gonna remodel the kitchen or whatever, they start tearing up the floors and there's like 5 layers of different flooring and shit.
Yeah.
Just put it over the top.
Yeah.
It's like Jesus Christ.
Well, you can't cover carpet, so.
Well, I know that's why when you were first saying like, it was my mistake to pull the carpet.
If you could cover carpet, I would cover carpet. But
your mistake was trying to do it all in one day. I see now.
It looks. I mean, I got the camera right here. Moving around. Woo.
Yeah, show us.
Woo. See, I like it. It's kind of it's nice fresh floor.
Looks good.
Kind of junky right now. So, good. yeah, it's cool.
So do you still do the trim and stuff along the edges and all that?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see, right? I still got tape and shit on it. I haven't taken the tape off yet. I gotta do some touch up. What are you talking about? But yeah,
do a little home improvement hour.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get
Teddy should do an episode about Teddy's home improvement. A black man trying to get instructions at Home Depot.
Teddy's trannies.
Teddy's trannies.
It'll be home improvement tips.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Got to tranny this room into a new room. Taking it back. Don't let them trannies co-opt that word.
Yeah, but I'm doing the whole house. I'm painting.
Actually, it'd be funny if he had a crew of Mexican trannies from Home Depot to do the work while he narrated.
We're getting way into the weeds on this.
Yeah, we are. So we're delving too far into his Home Depot shit. Anyways, moving on to oracles, dimensions and shit.
Dimensions.
What type of dimensions?
Dimensions.
Have you been Doctor Strange and shit without telling us?
Well, not quite. We picked up a new couch today on Facebook Marketplace for $50. It was quite the steal. And we get it to our apartment and then commence trying to get it through the front door. And Jesus fucking Christ.
It won't fit.
We got it to fit eventually. But fucking
wiggle it
man.
Just right.
I don't know how, it really is an art for like a professional mover to be able to move that shit and not totally fuck your house up.
Or the shit up,
I mean,
furniture.
It's just a pain in the ass every time.
Dude, I was a mover for a year on an 18-wheeler. We moved people from state to state. And,
really?
But these like big ass houses, like 4 and 5 floor houses.
Yeah.
Because we put all this shit in the semi, and we moved somebody to Louisiana, and then pack somebody up in Louisiana, and move them to Florida, and from Florida go to fucking Kentucky or whatever.
Damn.
Dude,
it was fun.
I mean, the rig too.
Yeah, no, I didn't drive the rig. We fucking slept in it though because it was 3 of us. One guy drove, and all 3 of us moved stuff, but he had 3 beds in it. So we fucking But it was I did it for like a year. I made about $150 a day. And the people were nice. They tip you and shit. And I mean, we'd get like $100 tips and shit from these people. And because we didn't the only place we really went were truck stops. I didn't spend any money.
Yeah.
So it was fucking. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. I
so
did it for a year.
What kind of video games were you playing when you were out on that?
I don't think I had a video. Probably like a Game Boy or something back then. But
damn.
What year? Circa what year was it?
I remember stopping at a Sam Goodies to pick up M&Ms. I stopped at we stopped at it was one of the TA marts was right next to like a mini mall or whatever.
Like 99 then.
So we went over there and I picked up Slim Shady's the Marshall Mathers LP, the first one.
That might be 98.
Yeah, so that was I remember that was when I was doing it. Yeah, I was like 18, 19 when I did it. It was an awesome experience. There was a little buddy at my church, so it was awesome. I'd be gone for like fucking 2-3 months, come back for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I bet you could have interesting road travels.
I mean, that's how I got to see most of the country because we dropped the trailer and just ride the rig around town and shit.
Sounds like a good Hallmark Channel fucking special.
Yeah. I'd meet a white girl in
so you didn't
met a movie in
after she leaves the business, after she leaves some rich businessman for a traveling black trucker.
Yeah.
Yep.
Traveling black trucker.
That is a Hallmark movie.
White man's nightmare.
If BET bought Hallmark.
Yeah, right. That's the way that it would go. Oh man, that's funny.
So did you bang up your apartment to get in that couch in, or did you bang the couch up some?
Well, all in all,
$50. It's kind of like
that door
not like
fucks.
I mean, our place is old as fuck anyway. So
did you at least take the door off first?
No, we didn't take the goddamn door off. It would have been easier.
Just take the door off first. It's three little knocks, man. You take the goddamn door off.
Well, I didn't. We got it inside already, and then we couldn't get it out, and it was a fucking mess. But we got it, and the couch is awesome. I'm not a fucking pro.
Just slide in with all that jizz on it, probably.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. We got this. We call it the casting couch.
Yeah.
Don't mind the.
Right.
Don't mind the grease.
You only use it a few hours a day.
It looks like it belongs in a penthouse, but it was actually in a storage locker.
Yeah, so that's all I got.
Cool. Well, that brings to conclusion our episode. In all seriousness, go fuck yourself.
Wow, that went well.
Go fuck yourself. Rusticoville, Prince Edward Island. That's our show. Rusticoville.
Wow. Rusticoville.
On Prince Edward Island.
It's in Canada.
Yeah. I just Google mapped. Yep.
Yeah, it's in Canada.
I was like, Prince Edward Island. We haven't ripped them yet. Oh yeah, we could always we're behind on telling Canada fuck off.
Knock knock, Canada.
That's our show. We're gonna be here every Wednesday, Tuesday night, Wednesday or Thursday night, 10 p.m. Central. I don't know what day it is anymore.
Stuff on Facebook.
Make sure you join the conversation at theredeyereport.com or facebook.com/redeyereport. You can also twiddle us at redeye_report. Teddy handles all that.
That part stinks.
Like us, share us, or fuck us. We're down for whatever. I'm Ash. Trey.
I'm Oracle.
I'm Teddy.
In your effort to outdo me, you both stepped on each other's toes. I'm Mystic.
I got Teddy out first.
No, you didn't. Fucking play the tape. Play the tape, man.
Play the fucking tape, bro.
Play the tape.
First.
No, I got Teddy out.
Let us know on our Facebook who got in first, or on Mixer or whatever. Was it Oracle or Teddy?
I don't get sloppy seconds. I always get first. Right, no.
All right. See ya.